revenue and flying posters. Do you like a challenge? Do you like adventure? Do you like being outdoors? Well, then maybe geocaching is the new sport for you. Geocaching is a high-tech treasure hunt game that began in 2000 and is played throughout the world by adventure seekers equipped with GPS devices. Geocaches are hidden throughout the world and found using GPS coordinates. Geocaches are around the world. They're hidden in the woods, in parks, at the beach. Some are even in parking lots. Well, you can find a geocache almost anywhere. So you're probably wondering, how do I start geocaching? What do I need? I have here a Garmin 60 CSX GPS. You will need a GPS that allows you to see GPS coordinates as I showed on the first slide. And then you will need access to geocaching.com. If you go to geocaching.com, you can obtain a username and password, which is free. Once you obtain a username and password, you will have access to all the geocaches throughout the world. You'll be able to find geocaches, hide geocaches, and log your finds. So how do you begin to find a geocache? Where do you go? Again, you can go anywhere. Geocaching.com has a feature called Google Maps. Once you select Google Maps, you can type in a zip code, or you can type in a town, you can type in even a country. Here I've selected, which you can't see very well, sorry about that, 06357, which is the Niantic East Lyme area. These little squares on the map are where geocaches are located. As you can see, there's several there. This is what a typical geocache page looks like. Once logged on to geocaching.com, you've selected your area. I happen to select Red Sox versus Yankees because I think that was a fun one. I'm a Red Sox fan. My husband is a Yankees fan. So a typical cache page tells you the name of the cache, who hid the cache, the size of the cache, and the difficulty. So this one here is probably a medium container like this. The difficulty is 2 out of 5 stars, not that difficult. When it was hidden, 4/20/2009, your GPS coordinates, which you would log into your GPS, and a short description about the cache. Once you go and find the cache, then you click on Log Your Visit, and you write a short description when you found about the cache that you found. This here is our username and password. Little Princess and Husband. And yes, my husband loves the name. My family tends to call me Princess. I don't know why, but that's what they call me. So I said, okay, I can do Little Princess, and since husband's coming along, it's husband. This one, like I mentioned earlier, is particularly fun because I'm a Red Sox fan and my husband is a Yankees fan. So here I say, this was a fun cache for us because husband is a Yankees fan and I'm a Red Sox fan. The night before, we happened to go to Fenway. We saw the game in the rain, and then a few weeks before that, we saw a Yankees game in the rain, and I mentioned it seems like a pattern, which was kind of funny at the time. And they had 2 logbooks there. They had a Yankees logbook and a Yankees and a Red Sox. I signed the Red Sox, he signed the Yankees. There are 5 types of geocaches. One is a traditional cache, which is similar to this. It's a lock-and-load box. It's open. It contains a logbook, a pencil or a pen, and sometimes even a trinket. The rule is if you take out a trinket, if you take it home with you, then you put something back in. Usually they're just cheap little toys. A webcam cache. The coordinates leads you to an area that has a webcam. You stand in front of the webcam, and hopefully you can either have a computer with you or a cell phone that has internet. You go to that webcam, take a picture, and then you send it to the cache owner and say, I found this cache. A multi-cache is multiple coordinates to get to the final. You'll go to the first, you'll use your GPS with the original coordinates on the cache page. It will tell you where to go. Once you get there, you'll have another set of coordinates possibly on the log that will tell you where to go from there. And you can go up to 2, 3, 4, 5 different places to get to your final cache. An unknown or mystery cache can be a puzzle that you have to solve in order to get the coordinates. There's a fun one down in Niantic on a boardwalk. I don't know if you've gone to the boardwalk in Niantic, but they have different plaques along the boardwalk. And they ask you to take the numbers from those plaques to get your final coordinates. And an earth cache often leads you to a park with a monument or a river or a pond, and they ask you to take a picture of yourself holding your GPS, and they often can ask you questions as well. Once you do that, then you log it as you find. So what's inside a cache? Like I mentioned, this is the typical geocache. The most popular trinket in a cache is called a travel bug. On the back of the travel bug, you'll see some serial numbers. Once you take this from the cache, then you log it that you found this, and you can track it through geocaching.com as it travels around the world, which is kind of fun. This one actually came from New Hampshire, which I'm going to Florida in a couple weeks, and I will take it with me to Florida. So you may be wondering, who hides these caches? Geocachers like myself hide the caches. However, there are a few rules about hiding a cache. It must be 1/10 of a mile away from the nearest cache. It must not be on private property. It must be family friendly, and you must not endanger other cachers. You don't want to put it in the middle of the road, right? As I mentioned, our name is Little Princess and Husband. We have over 820 geocaches, and these are the places that we found them. Connecticut, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Vermont, St. Martin, that was fun, Grand Cayman, and Canada. And this here is our Canadian cache here. We signed it on 7/26/10, Little Princess and Husband, from Colchester, Connecticut. I will conclude with some of our most memorable caches. This here is a webcam on top of Mount Washington after we climbed to the top. As you can see, it was slightly windy. An earth cache in Grand Cayman, that was also quite fun. And again, the traditional cache of the Red Sox and Yankees. I will conclude by telling you that geocaching is a lot of fun. It's great exercise, and it gets you to places that you never thought existed. I hope you will try geocaching sometime soon. Flying Toasters, thank you for your time.